Hey guys, welcome to my Drytron deck profile, and this is going to be post the October Banlist and Megatins. So now we have access to stuff like Crossout, but Ava did get limited, which doesn't affect the deck too much because some lists were originally just running one Ava anyways. So this deck profile is just going to be using the one Ava rather than two, and we're also playing Crossout. You might notice that I'm not playing Droll in the main deck for Crossout, and that's because usually nobody main decks Droll. They might side it in, but they never main deck it, so the one Droll is in the side deck so that you can side it in, and you can pretty much assume your opponent is gonna side in Droll, or if they see that you're playing Drytron. So that's why Droll is in the side deck, and even if you were to get hit with Droll, you can play around it in some ways with stuff like Called By, and you also can just make two monsters and then go into Dragoon, and Dragoon is just like this insanely powerful card, so you don't have to worry about Droll too much, but it definitely does come up. And the list is pretty much the same: 3 alpha, 3 zeta, 1 beta, and 1 gamma, and then 3 diviner, just the main Drytron package. And then you have the 1 Ava, 3 orange light. Orange light is insane because it prevents hand traps. You can just use it during your turn and discard another fairy and negate anything. And it's basically a gamma without any restriction of having monsters on the field, except you can just discard a fairy, so that's great. You have 3 Ash, 1 Bell, and 1 Skullmeister for the crossout targets. And even if you draw them, they're not bricks or anything, you can just use them. They're pretty good hand traps. Usually people are just main decking Ash, Bell, or Meister, one of those. But you can all are very effective against Drytron, so Crossout can just take care of those. Then you have the 1 Ben 10, 1 Ida 10, and the 1 Herald of Perfection for ritual monsters. You're not playing the Drytron ritual monster because that one in most of my games didn't come up a lot, and you can play it if you want, but I honestly don't think you need to play it, but it does definitely come up sometimes. So then Dark Magician, Red Eyes for the Dragoon. You have Crossout and the Called by the Grave just as protection. Emergency can search anything. Dawn of the Herald is great to ritual summon Perfection, and it's kind of like backup if your Meteors gets banished by like Ariel or something like that. And you have 3 Nova and 1 Foolish Burial, probably the best cards in the deck because they allow you to play around Droll even though you don't have, even if you don't have Called By or Crossout, because they don't add anything to your hand. They just summon it straight to the field, so your opponent can only Droll you after you use one of the Drytron effects. So you can't, if you don't open up Called By or Crossout, you can gain advantage and then go into Dragoon, or sometimes you can just keep comboing. So that's what's great about Nova and Foolish Burial. And again, you have the Meteor Drytron, 3 pre-prep and 3 prep, obviously very self-explanatory. And then the 1 Red Eyes Fusion, which is a brick. That's why we're playing 45 cards, it's because we have all of these extra bricks in our deck. An extra deck should be pretty self-explanatory. And you're also playing the Zeus package. Beatrice is not completely dead in the extra deck because obviously you can mill a Drytron if you were to get hand trapped somewhere in your combo, and you can just extend that way. You can mill Beta to get an extra draw or something like that, and you can mill Ava during your opponent's turn. So the only downside is you won't be ending with as many negates as before the ban list, but on the plus side, you're going to be able to set up these negates consistently, and usually when you have like 4 to 5 negates, which this deck can easily still do, it's usually just going to be GG's. So that's basically it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.